Just want to make a quick video about the shifter and shift pattern on this Belarus tractor. I believe they're all the same from the 70s up to whenever they stopped production in the 90s. I'm just going to go over it real quick for anybody who's unfamiliar with it, and maybe it'll help you out. So you've got two shifters here. The forward one is your forward and reverse. Forward is over to the left, reverse is over to the right. And whenever you move these shifters around, just be careful, don't force them. Just move them around until you just feel it go into the detent. So, you know, make sure you press your clutch when you do this if the engine's going, but you're forward, because you don't, if you force this too much, there's roll pins and stuff in there you can break, so there's no need to hammer it. If it's not going, just jiggle the clutch around a little bit and work it in. So the forward lever is your forward and reverse, and of course there is a neutral position in the middle between gears. So your two shifters both have a neutral position. Main shifter neutral's in the middle, and your forward and reverse neutral's in the middle. So your main shifter here, the very forward ones, that's your high-low range. High is over to the left, low is over to the right. And the same thing here, it's easy to get this shifter jammed up if you're forcing it around. So just be careful and go slow and work it around with the clutch sometimes. So right now we're in the low range. As you can see, it wants to stay in the low range because, you know, you got to jiggle the clutch around to get that in position. But there's basically three slides in the gearbox. The first, or the one in the back, obviously, because your shifter's all the way forward, is your range, and then your low gear, and then your upper gear. So over here are your upper gears. So your highest gears are back here on the left side, your 5 and your 6, obviously for high-low, and your 4-3, obviously high-low, and your 2-1 over here, that's your low side. So this is your lowest gear, and up here, this is your second to lowest gear. Now, this one does not work. This will always go forward. This doesn't change with forward or reverse. So if you put it in here, you're always going to go forward, regardless of what this shifter up here does. It's kind of got an override inside the gearbox. But your lowest is always back and to the right, and your highest is always back and to the left, whether you're in high or low range. So that's just a quick overview of the shifter. Hopefully that'll help anyone, especially if your label's missing or peeled off, like this one's starting to go, and sometimes they do. I haven't actually found reproduction labels for these online, but you know, I'm sure they could be made relatively easily, but they don't seem to weather real good. And up here, our toolbox is currently off for repair, but generally there's a repeater gear layout on top of the toolbox here with a decal, and well, we're refreshing our toolbox at the moment because I actually want to use it. It's a little bit rusty, so you know, we're cleaning it out. But that actually has kind of half the decal left on there, which again, I can't find reproduction decals online, but I'm sure they could be made relatively easy. But that's just a quick gear view for anybody who's interested in these tractors.